Have a rough day at work, don't feel like cooking when you get home. Maybe you want to go out and celebrate an anniversary or a birthday. Or maybe, just maybe, you want to go out with the family. So what do? You go to a restaurant. Hello boys and girls, I'm 3-Ball Josh, and I'm a server at a restaurant. And I'm making this video, as well as a few others, as sort of a public service announcement on how to make sure that your dining experience is the best it possibly can be. So today I'm going to talk about the big one, the tip. Where does the tip come from? Now the tip, as far as gratuity and stuff like that, is actually an acronym. It stands for to ensure promptness. Look it up, it's a fact. It's actually something that used to be paid out ahead of time to your servers or whatever, as sort of a bribe, or more of a motivation really, to make sure that your food comes out right and in an expedient manner, in a timely manner. So with today's day and age, we actually do the tipping after the meal. So does that mean you don't have to really worry about how much you give the server? Absolutely not, because we kind of work in a network. If you come into the restaurant and you're being a total prick, everybody's going to know about it. We talk to each other. If you come in and you're just an outstanding, wonderful person and you're a great tipper, people are going to know about it. We talk to each other. So I mean, it'll go either way. So here's some tips to you on how for you to tip us. We as servers, at least in most chain restaurants, work for $2.13 an hour. I'm going to say that one more time, $2.13 an hour. Now what that $2.13 does, and I have no idea where they came up with that number, but what it does is it sort of covers the taxes that they take out on our tips, because they do tax the tips that we claim. So the $2.13 is mainly just to cover for that. So we're essentially working just for your tips. So it can go either way. It's feast or famine, really. What is the standard, for tipping? Well, it's going to be 15%. That's the standard. Again, I don't know where that came from, but that's what it is. That's what people expect you to tip for, satisfactory work. Somebody, if they just come in, say hi, take your order, get your drinks, refill your drinks, bring you your food, bring your check. All right, they did what they needed to do. That's 15% of your total bill. Now, I'm going to kind of break this down a little bit because there's more to it than just say, okay, here's 15% of whatever my bill was. All right, now if they go above and beyond what you expect, they're real friendly, they joke with you, stuff like that. They go and they'll refill your drinks, before you even think, hey, I'm going to need a refill soon or anything like that. Go ahead and give them some extra money because they're doing extra work for you. Okay, and if you run their asses off, constantly run them for this, run them for that, can I get some more bread and all that stuff? Give them some extra, throw them a couple extra bucks because they're doing extra work, and that, I mean, it's just common damn courtesy. A lot of restaurants will have maybe one night a week or something like that where kids eat free, This is kind of a tricky one, because, you come in, you and your wife, or you and your husband, or whatever, you guys come in, and let's say you have 4 kids. Well, you're only getting charged for 2 meals. So let's say your bill comes out to 23 bucks. Alright, you're going to give 15% of 23 bucks, but, meanwhile, your server's running for 6 people. So what you should do is kind of guesstimate about $5 per child, and then add that to your meal, and then give 15% for that, because it's not fair for them to run their ass off for your little bastard children when they're not getting paid for it. Okay, so just think about that as well as everything else. Figure that into it. Most chain restaurants will add gratuity for parties of 8 or more. Most places it's going to be 18%, give or take. This is a big deal. I myself don't like to add gratuity to parties, but I will gratuitize every party that I get. The reason being is I'll have some guests, I'll have some parties that just absolutely loved everything. Everything was great, food was great, service was great, and then I get $5 on a $120 tab. It's bullshit. So, don't, and just because there's oh my goodness, my pet peeve right here. You have a party, people will look at their checks and stuff like that and say, okay, the gratuity's on there. The jackass that sends us say, hey everybody, you don't have to tip the server because the gratuity is already on there. It's such bullshit, okay? Yeah, you don't have to tip us. But it's greatly appreciated because if you have a large party, we're running our asses off. Not to mention we might have 1 or 2 other tables other than you, so we're still doing everything we can to make sure you guys having a good time. Make sure, we get a couple extra bucks as well. So just take that stuff into consideration, okay? And if you like everything, you like the food, you like the server and all that stuff, make sure you tip like you enjoyed it, okay? Because there's nothing worse than having a table say, oh, the food was perfect, you were perfect, everything was just absolutely amazing, and then they give you like $1.27 on a $40 tab or something like that. I mean, there's nothing worse. I'd much rather wait on an asshole table because at least then I know I'm going to get a shitty tip. So if you're going to be nice and friendly and wonderful and all that stuff, don't tip like you're an asshole. Tip like you're a decent human being because we're going to remember you next time you come in. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. I've got a couple more coming, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it with the golden rule. Never, ever fuck with people who handle your food.